What is up, everybody? Welcome into episode 61 of the Brahma Bullpen, and I am coming to you from the cow pasture on behalf of United Football Media, and I have a very special guest. We kicked producer's butt out of here this week, and I brought in the one and only D-line coach for the San Antonio Brahmas, Coach Chris Achuff. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Man, I'm doing great. It's I'm sure it's a lot better down there than it is up here in New York right now. So I'm
Oh,
ready
man,
to
yeah.
come to Texas. Okay,
It's 85 degrees and sunny down here, man. I'll tell you what.
it's sleeting and snowing here today still.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why. I just assumed you guys were already making your way to Arlington, but that's probably a couple weeks down the road for a training camp, huh?
They're doing it different this year. Last year we came in about a week ahead of time, and this year they're bringing us in. We can be there on the 26th, and the players show up on the 27th.
Nice.
So it's tighter. It's a little tighter.
Well, good news is a lot of the same staff, a lot of the same players, and we'll talk about that later. But for those of you that don't know Coach Achuff here, I just want to, and probably why he's in Syracuse, in the New York area. He was the coach at Baylor from 2008, 2016, going up against those Art Briles offenses. Then he spent some time with the Arizona Cardinals, assistant D-line coach to D-line coach. So we got NFL experience down here coaching the Brahmas, and then from there going into Syracuse there in 2020. One thing that 2020, 2022 up there in Syracuse, one thing that's a beautiful stat that I want to share with everybody. He took over there in Syracuse with a D-line that had 0 starts combined and ended that year with a 21st ranked D-line and 3rd in the ACC. I'm going to tell you, talk about taking something, talent, maximizing it, pushing it forward. The other thing, if you guys heard me talk about Art Briles and then talk a little bit, we got AJ Smith down here. This man spends every waking minute of his life trying to figure out how to beat the spread offense. What the heck is that like, Coach? Let's just start right off the rip.
Wow, you're taking shots early. Okay. No, it's a going against that offense week in and week out is not fun. It's for D linemen because they got to run to the, you're preaching your players. You got to run to the ball. You got to get fast to the ball. You got to finish the plays. And by the time the whistle blows, you turn around. The ball's already been set. The offensive line's on the line. They got a new set of wide receivers, and you got to go back to the ball. It makes you be in shape. I know that. But what they used to do offensively when we were there was very unique, and it prepared us for the rest of the conference. And when we started playing really good, when Phil Bennett came into town and we started playing some quarters and cover 3, and we started maximizing our talent a little bit better and putting ourselves in better positions and changing how we did things within the front. And I'm talking about the front 7. We really started to play against it really, really, really well. So, but like I was telling you earlier, man, it was feast or famine, man. It was 30 seconds, we scored a touchdown, and 30 seconds, we punted. So there wasn't a whole lot of time to figure out what was going on in defense. You had to get busy quick.
Hey, 2-time Big 12 champ coach. Chris Achuff right here. So that's definitely not to scoff at big boy football. What was it like when you got into Syracuse working with a bunch of young players and then kind of grooming them up to make such a vast improvement up there?
They were hungry. They wanted to get better. They wanted to play at a high level. They wanted to go places, and that's the thing. If you're hungry, we can fix it. If you love football, if you crave knowledge of football, and I'm just not talking about, the drills and pass rushing, but understanding the game and how to play it. Why you rush this way, why we do these calls, why do you put yourselves in these? We put these calls to put you in these positions to make this play and understand the why behind it. And when you get guys like that, it can take off. It really, really does. It takes off.
Man, that's awesome. So we're going to dig into a little bit of that later. I got a specific question on one of my favorite defensive schemes and concept, but we'll get into that as soon as we can. The coaching Jones there for the Cardinals in his all-pro season, what was that like to watch someone basically just dominate in the NFL, like the best league on the planet?
Oh, he's very special, and he's very unorthodox in what he does, and everyone says, "Oh, you got the coach." I said, I didn't do too much. I just helped point him in the right direction, and because he's very, very talented young man. And that was the cool thing is when I came to Syracuse, he was like ecstatic that I got a job at Syracuse. That's his alma mater. Yeah. And but the things that we did for him was just tweak a thing here, tweak a thing there, and everything he want to know is how are they going to do their protections. Every week says, what's the protection plan? How are they going to protect? Who do they protect that's like me? How can I get to the quarterback faster? And it was the coolest thing about coaching him, and then the rest of the guys in that room too, which was really cool. And it's the same thing I have here last year with San Antonio, was guys come in ready to learn. They already got questions in their heads. They've already been watching film. They already have an idea of what they're going to see and how they've played, so that we can keep moving forward. Everyone asks, well, what's it like coaching those guys? Is it, being in a professional league, what's the benefits? And the first thing everyone wants to say is the recruiting, right? You don't have to recruit. Well, yeah, that's true. You don't have to recruit, but the part that I really enjoy is the professionalism that comes with it. They crave knowledge, and if you can give them knowledge and you can show them the way to do it better and continue to help them grow and help them get where they want to go, they're all in. And we had some really talented guys last year, and then taking that crew and helping them get where they want to be, because a lot of them were coming from different defenses. So a lot of them were two gappers and stuff, and we just wanted to attack and get across the line of scrimmage, and getting them to do that and change their mentality and get back to the way some of them used to be. So like Teron Vincent, he's an Ohio State guy, and that's where I started learning my D-line play from Larry Johnson, who's there, and I was a GA for him, and that's kind of where it took off. And so it was to get him to play the way I knew he was taught to play, and see him do that was exciting. To watch those guys do that. It's still my biggest thrill in coaching is still watching guys doing what we're teaching them to do and watching them excel and get better. My funnest part is watching them play on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays, whatever day we play this week. I don't know. Whenever we're playing this season, we got all different days playing. It's going to be like a match. I'm shit. I can't believe we're not playing on Tuesdays.
Yeah, we got some Fridays, some Saturdays, some Sunday. I'm happy in any day. They all have their pros and cons. Fridays, you can get off work, go to the game, and then go bar hopping. Sunday or Saturday, you can get drunk before the game. Where that's a fan's perspective of it. So we're good. We just want football. A lot of it, you're talking about teaching, and I think motivation is a big thing too, especially getting these guys fired up. And I'm going to ask you about your slogan. You're always talking about going on the hunt, be on the hunt. You gotta hunt. I mean, I'll read some of your social media posts about hunting, and I get fired up. And I'm not, I'm just some dude in a cow pasture. So where's that come from? How did you tag onto that?
That's a really good question. It just kind of. I think I heard it someplace before, and it kind of stuck with me. And the big deal was, I know exactly where it came from. We started talking about that when I was at Baylor, and our strength coach, Kaz Kazadi, who's now at TCU, he came out with these shirts, and I think it was our second year, third year we were there, and it says, "Hunter be hunted." And I loved it. And that was the D-line, because each position group got a T-shirt. And that was the T-shirt for the D-line, hunt or be hunted. And I kept it forever. I said, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Because that's exactly what we do up front. We're hunting. We're hunting the ball carrier. We're hunting the quarterback. We're hunting the end of play. We're hunting the end of the series. I want us to be on the last play of the game. I want us to be out in there ending the game. Because to me, then we're in control. We control the end of the game. If we go out and we know we stop them, the game's over. That's how I want it to be. And it's an attitude, and it's a culture that you have to create. And part of that goes with the thing is fast feet, violent hands. We talk about that all the time, and that is, it's my philosophy in a nutshell. And everyone says, "What's your philosophy?" And then everyone has these big, long-winded deals, right? Real simple: fast feet, violent hands. That's it. If you can play like that and understand the details of your position and the knowledge of the calls that we're going to give you, you're great. You'll be fine.
I'm writing that down. Fast feet, violent hands. That I could tell you from a fan's perspective that exuberance and that thought process you just described to us is palatable from the stands, man. We can tell that our defense is out there hungry, just looking to hit somebody. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I wanted to talk about what it's like working for Coach Phillips and Will Reed as your defensive coordinator. And I kind of put a little joke. I kind of prepped you for this, and you didn't tell me not to ask it this way. So I'm going to throw it in there. is that basically like having two defensive coordinators to answer to on a daily basis?
I'm going to tell you what it is, but it's also Coach Phillips. He's got so much knowledge, and to be able to pull that knowledge and be able to use it and talk about things and see things in a different way, in a different spectrum than what I've seen before, and what we've seen in Coach Reed and then Coach Jones and all those guys. I mean, for what we got to see and what we got to do, and he brings a whole different spin on it, because he gives us a lot of freedom now. Hey, this is, you guys call it. This is what you want to do. You do it. But he'll come in sometimes and goes, I don't know about that. And then you're like, well, what do you not like? And he'll start talking. And you're like, yeah, I agree. We're not doing that. That makes a whole lot of sense. And then there'll be stuff that we like, or there's things that I've liked up front. And he'll be like, I don't know. And then if you explain it to him and you have a conversation about it, and you come to another, yeah, okay, yeah, I like that too, Coach. That's what he'll say. And he goes, all right, we'll do that. So it's like you say that they're two different guys, but we're all kind of really working together. So it makes things go really, really smooth. This is why we're the number one defense in UFL last year.
2 years in a row. 2 years.
Oh, I don't know about that year. I'm only talking about the one I was
in. Yeah. Wade Phillips is he's the man. We love him down here in San Antonio. He's kind of like that uncle, or that everyone just loves to hang around with. So we really enjoy him being our head coach, and he won the fans over down here tremendously. So we love him.
Oh no, he likes to dance. They all want to see him dance.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir. I get him to do that cumbia down there at Fiesta, man. We're all about that out here, so that's cool. Another coach that has you got ties with your Syracuse background, and as you can tell by some of the memorabilia here, a little bit of an Aggie fan as well as the San Antonio Brahmas. Coach Elijah Robinson, he was our D-line coach up there at Texas A&M for a while, and I saw on social media. I'm not stalking you, I promise. I was just looking one day. It's research, but I saw that he spent some time working with your son or coaching your son. Share a little bit about that with the fans.
He's the defensive coordinator at Syracuse. Here, and like they had a great year this year. So I want to say that because he did a great job. His first year as defensive coordinator, did a great job. But that picture was from it was fast. We played the championship game. I got in my truck. I drove back to New York because that's where my kids live, and they wanted my son to come to camp. And my son's a sophomore, and he plays defensive line, and so he went to camp. And he got to work with Elijah. And I coached Elijah at Penn State when he was a freshman, when I was a GA. So I've known Elijah for a long, long time. So, and he is one of the good ones. And I'm not just talking as a coach, because he's a really good coach too, but he's a great person. You talk about the salt of the earth and someone you want your kids to be coached by, and Elijah Robson's one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you that, a lot of people get a little jaded when coaches leave. It's part of the business. But before that thing happened, everybody loved him up in College Station. I mean, he was like most liked guy there. Well, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that. Now I'm going to get into a little bit of the philosophy, and I basically have 2 reasons. One, I'm kind of a dummy, but I do love football with a passion. And I said, man, I'm going to have like this D-line expert here, and I'm going to ask about it, even if it sounds dumb. So I love the simulated pressure look where there's some D lineman standing up, a linebacker's creeping over here, you're moving around, they're yelling stuff before the snap, they're jumping. It kind of went from what they used to call like a Fox blitz to these simulated pressures now. And I would love just to hear you talk about when you guys are getting into that type of defensive play call, what's your thought process and what's your priority? I read online by Google, obviously, so I'm dumb, but a lot of times you're really just trying to confuse the heck out of the quarterback and the O-lineman and make some good stuff happen. But from a coach's perspective, how about if you would educate a fan and everyone else watching this on your thoughts on that?
Simulated pressures, I mean, you can use them to stop the run or rush the quarterback, passing downs. And yeah, you're right. You want to present the quarterback with different looks so that he just can't zero in, and you can still bring pressure. So with a simulated pressure, it may look like we're bringing 5, but we're dropping the tackle, we're dropping the defensive end, we're bringing a linebacker, we're bringing a safety. And those guys are hiding it and bringing it. So now that the linemen, the same thing. So their protection scheme's jacked up and the quarterback doesn't see it coming. So when you really see a simulated pressure hits, because we've done a great job of disguising who we're going to bring.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the other people are showing, and when they get out, and that other guy gets in there and hits his gap, or comes off the edge, that's when you have a lot of success. We use them to stop the run, but usually when we call them against the run game, it's kind of predetermined. You know where we're coming from because we don't want open seams.
Mm-hmm.
But when we start talking about in the passing game, it's like, yeah, we need to hide as long as we can so we can get that quarterback turn his back and we can go run through his middle of his back and rip his arm off. That's what we're trying.
Oh man, rip his arm off. Oh man, we'll take the flag. It's okay. We'll take it.
Take it off. I don't care. I'll take that penalty. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite call? Like when you hear or when you know what's coming in and the Brahmas are lined up, they're playing whoever playing. What's the play that even you get excited for? The coach. Because us fans, we get excited when we see certain things. What's the one that gets you a little fired up?
When they say 4-man rush.
Okay, I love it, dude.
I do a rush. Let our guys hunt. Let them go hunt. Now I'm selfish. I like to watch our guys go, and we're going to bring pressure. I really like weak side corner blitz. It's because we've had a lot of success in that, and you don't see it coming. If we disguise it right, you don't see it, and he's going to go knock somebody out. That corner coming off the edge. I really like those. I also like that. I'm waiting for that one because. Yeah. When you dial that one up, my eyes are looking on the far side. I'm not even watching my guys. I'm looking at the far side ceiling. Does he know?
There you
he
go.
better.
So we've had a couple of your guys on the show. Specifically, one of my favorites is Savion Patton, Texas State guy, kind of down here in South Texas. Super dude. He is so nice. His family's so nice. We bought him a cowboy hat. I don't know if. We bought him a cowboy hat and he says like the first cowboy hat he ever got and everything. He's been on the episode. He's just a cool guy. So I know you.
I got on right.
Yeah, hey, dude. When you got on here and then you told me you're in New York, I'm like, man, that's representing way up there, dude. I don't know how well that's received.
Well, I was born in Pennsylvania, and then like whenever I come home, everybody gets mad at me and they say, "You're not from here anymore." I say, "No, my draw's starting to pick up a little."
There you go. There you go.
Once I get south of the Mason-Dixon line, I've actually lived south of the Mason-Dixon line for a long time. So 10 years in Texas, 2 in Arizona, 3 in Tennessee, and then 1 in South Carolina. So a long time I spent south of that line. So, but no, yeah. Where's my cowboy hat? That's what I want.
You know what? It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Once a Brahma, always a Brahma, down here in Texas. If anybody ever calls your Texas card into question, you send them my way. We'll take care of that.
I've been called a damn Yankee now. I wasn't just now I'm a damn Yankee because I won't leave. I keep coming back. So that's what I've been told. So I was like, all right, that works.
That's awesome. So a lot of your guys are coming back. Looking at the updated rosters that are being posted by UFL Communications, kind of keeping track on that. What's the biggest advantage now going into year 2? New same players, same scheme. I would say about 80% of the players for sure, maybe even a higher percentage are already slotted to come back. So you think training camp's going to be just that much more effective, and when game 1 starts, we'll be ready to start ripping heads off, or what?
Well, I don't like putting the cart before the horse. So
I got you.
It's always started down day 1, base 1, and you see what you got. You see how it's going to change because you do have new guys. You bring new guys in. The old guys coming in from last year, the older guys. So you mentioned one of them, Savion Patton, and Teron Vincent, and you got Zach McLeod and Garrett Nelson and Prince Mealy's coming back. So they understand the culture that we created there. And, coaching last year with those guys was the most fun I've had coaching. Well, besides this past fall, I'll get into that in a minute. But it's the most fun I've had coaching in 6 years, 7 years. It was so much fun because the culture from day 1 was set with a standard, and they bought into it right away. And because they were hungry, they wanted to go someplace. They just didn't want to be done and go home and do a real job. They wanted to go to the NFL, and that's my job. And I told them, my job is to get you where you want to go. And in the meantime, while we're doing that, we're gonna have some fun and win some games. And took off from there. So I think you can see how we played up front. We were very, very violent. We were violent front. And it was fun to watch them play.
We got some stud linebackers too. How much do you get to work with? How much do you get to work with them?
Oh, I make sure I put my hands on them because if they put my hands on my guys, I make sure I let them don't touch my guys. Don't put your hands on me. I'm gonna put my hands on you, Jordan. I know Jordan from when he was a Baylor. I was a Baylor when he was a Baylor,
Oh,
and so I know Jordan very, very well. You
he's a
know.
tackling machine, man.
Oh
That
yeah,
guy.
I know Barnes. Barnes, I've known him because we recruited him when I was at Baylor, so I knew him. Savion Patton, I know Savion I've known Savion since he was a freshman in high school. I
Wow.
recruited Savion, and at the end of the day, it wasn't the right fit for him and us, so that was fine. But he's a really good. I enjoy being around him. And then the other one, we're bringing Kellen Mond in, and I recruited Kellen Mond, and he was committed and was going to come to Baylor before things happened, and then he ended up going to A&M. So I know Kellen Mond. I know his dad and family very, very well.
Well, let me just say, San Antonio's own Kellen Mond. We're happy he chose Texas A&M, all-time leading passer in yardage and
Oh, I know. I
completion.
know.
And so he's a stud. We're
I know.
excited down here. We're
I know.
excited down here for sure. So tell me about the best time you've had in your life coaching last fall. What you have
Oh,
going on?
that was I came back to New York, and my son's head coach asked me if I want to volunteer and help out. I was like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Sure, to keep me busy. I got to do something. I just can't sit around, so I'll do something. And he said, well, I want you to coach the D line. I was like, I don't know. It's like I'll coach some, but now you're gonna. I don't know if you're ready. You gotta let me be me, coach. You gotta let me be me. He's like, yeah, be you. I don't think he quite understood what that was. So, I'm ripping and running, and I'm just being me. And our one coach thought he was crazy, and then they all voted that I was the craziest coach we had on staff. But we ended up winning a state championship up here in the biggest section of New York, and I got to coach my son. He was all conference, and we had two other defensive linemen that are all conference, and one of them was an all state player. So
Wow.
that was a lot of fun. It was fun
That's
to share that moment because here's the key part of the whole thing. So I got three kids. So three. My daughter is a senior at the same school. She was our athletic trainer. My oldest son played, and now my youngest son, he was doing an end zone copy of the film, so he was at all the games too. So I had all my kids at practice and games every day. So
that is awesome, man. I'm excited for you, and I'm just not hearing about it, man. The A-Cubs, baby, just working together up there. So let me ask you. Let me ask you about that. So obviously, you had to coach your son pretty hard. Did you ever get did you ever get in trouble later? Afterwards,
no,
it was pretty much I'm going to coach you like everybody else. Be ready.
yeah, everything's the same, and he understood that. And there's days I told him, and I prefaced this with him when I said I'm going to do this. I said, listen, there's going to be days I'm going to be hard on you, and you need to understand that. And there may be days that you haven't done anything wrong, and I'm going to rip your butt because it needs to be done. So nobody can say that I'm favoring you. And he understood. And there's days like that. But he did a really good job. He handled it really well. And it was fun to watch, as a group, that group I had go from being just okay to being really, 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 really good. And watch that happen was really cool. And to watch the interactions, like the end of the game, we won the game. All right, so if you're paying attention, you saw it on Sports Center in December. We were the play of the day.
No
It was
way.
a Hail Mary end of the game touchdown pass to end the game. We win. We won the state championship on a Hail Mary last play of the game. So
Man, I wish I would have. I wish I would have known that. I would have had that highlight ready to pop up in here. But I'm gonna find it. That gummit. I'm gonna find it for sure. We're gonna try to get that in here. That's
so
a big deal for the kids.
oh, it was cool. And it was crazy because the game, we're Christian Brothers Academy in Syracuse, and then we played Christian Brothers Academy in Albany. So these two private schools played each other in a state public championship game. There were some people that weren't happy about that, but
Hey,
that's
you know
okay.
what?
That's
Beat
all
y'all.
right.
Hey, win on the field, right? That's all I
Yeah,
got. So
beat
just
us.
yeah, that's what it
Beat
is,
us.
man.
Okay, beat us.
So what? Not to put you on the spot. So what's the one thing or something? Just give me something that we're conference champions last year, number one defense in the league last year. Didn't quite finish the way we all would hope. Give us down here in San Antonio a morsel of some kind that you think we can, you know, correct, change, do a little better, or be, something to encourage us because I think we're making it a championship game again. I don't think anyone's stopping us. That's just me as a fan. I know you're not there, but what is it that you want to work on? I guess.
We got to work on a little bit more diversity in our calls. Open up the book a little bit more. Just because we were very, very simplistic. We didn't do a lot. We'll add some more things to what we want to do defensively. I'm not going to talk about offense. You're not baiting me into that question. I'm not.
I've been trying to get you to talk. I was going to try to ask you if you get all the good toys because you're a defensive coordinator. Because Wade Phillips is a defensive guy over AJ.
No, we get all the good toys because I'm the D-line coach and I asked for them. So
there you go. Heck yeah, man.
It's Disneyland over there in the corner. The guys, it's called Achuff Land. We go over there and we have fun. They have so much fun with all the drills we do. They enjoy it so much.
Man, that mentality permeates from the top down. So even in people's regular jobs, you got a good leader, good manager, good coach. It's just gonna make everybody happy, make them want to play for you, make them be in a good mood when they come to work, and make them go on the hunt, man. Make them go on the hunt. Yeah. So I don't want to. I wish I could ask you all the things fans want to ask, like when. Well, we ask all the same dumb questions, like who's. I'll tell you what. I'll ask you one dumb question. This will be my only one for the episode. What team do you like to play against the most? Which one do you really like to beat?
Birmingham.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear you say, because those guys need to be beat.
And a close second, St. Louis. So
okay, love it.
Going up there when you go up there. So you go up there. That's the problem. We have to go up there twice again. Yeah. So that kind of made me a little upset about that. I saw that. I said that's not fair. Because I think we got the best fans in the UFL. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to pack our place, all right, every week and watch us go to town on them. So
that's right. Y'all hear that? Bullpen? Coach Achuff just told you to pack the dome. It's not me this time telling you to pack the dome. I'll tell you what, people do their different parts. I think it's just me and my wife. I don't have kids, but I guarantee I bought over 100 football tickets last year just to get my friends and family and people in the dome. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, if everybody takes one friend to the game, it'll multiply and it'll grow. So we're looking 20,000 is that's every time I talk about it, that's the goal I'm putting. We want at least 20,000 for every game. That way
I think that's feasible because I know San Antonio loves football. I know they've been trying to get a team here for a long, long time. And I know at one point in time, I remember when they thought the Raiders were going to move here.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And they always tease us.
Yeah, I know it's a tease. They do it all the time. But you have one, you have a good one, and you've got a great guy leading this team, and you've got some really good players coming back. Our GM, Mark Lillibrid, he does a great job of giving us guys that we can use, that we can mold into what we want to do. He has brought, like, all those guys I had up front, they're not only are they really good players, they're really good people too, and you can see that when you talk to them and they're out in the public. Savion's one of them. And I'm excited to get back down there. Like I said, it's about 2.5 weeks. I'll be down and get ready to get with these guys and get ready to make another run.
That's beautiful. There will be an authentic San Antonio made Texas Cowboy hat waiting for you when you get here. You kind of live up north, so I might have to just go all out, get you the felt. Because for the winter,
Yeah, okay.
We don't get to wear them much down here. We wear straws most of the time, but we're going to take care of you, Coach. We really appreciate you being on the episode. We're going to go on the hunt. I'm going to prevent asking you any questions that might get you in any more trouble about AJ Smith's offense and what it's like picking on him in practice all the time.
Hey, my goal is to shut him down every day.
I love it.
I tell my guys, hey, if they score a touchdown, we lost. All right. And there'll be consequences for losing. We'll figure that out the next day.
I'll tell you, the fans, we hang out with a lot of the super fans, and we got our little groups down here. We all talk to each other. We're very confident if we score more than 20 points, we're going to win the game because you guys are just shutting people down, holding them to half their season average in many cases. It's just, if our offense scores 20, our defense is going to win. We're going to win. That's all there is to it. So that's kind of what we're going into the season. We know that you guys know that too. We're not breaking any news to you. Y'all see the numbers and what goes on. So I really appreciate you being here. I'm not sure what else to ask you. You got anything you want to say to the fans? We like to end it with a horns forward down here and down here in the cow pasture. You got anything you want to shout out to the fans when we close this
I'm
thing
just
out?
telling, hey, guys, get ready. It's going to be another exciting season. You're going to see guys flying all over the field. AJ's going to open it up, and we're going to freaking get after it on defense. And like I said, every single snap, come watch us, man. Come see us. I know we're making a trip down there. We're going to do a scrimmage down in San Antonio as part of our schedule. So show up, come out, watch, be a part of it, see what we're doing, because I'm sure we'll do drill sessions and things like that. I know we're also doing we're going to do clinics. So we're going to have like 30 to 45-minute clinic. I think it's once a week or every week with an offensive or defensive coach through March. So that'll be cool. You can see how we talk and how we teach. And I think that's important to understand our culture and what we do up here with the San Antonio Brahmas. So show up, man. We're ready to go. It's going to be
Yes, sir, David.
Let's go.
We got clinics. We got coach interviews. We got games starting. It's going to be a beautiful 2025 on our championship run. First professional football championship in San Antonio history. We're going to get it. Let's end it like we always do, everybody, with a nice horns forward. Let's go Brahmas, baby.
Horns forward, baby. Let's roll.